Welcome to Chanza Lifestyle, though.
Awesome, thank you.
It's amazing and it's an honor to have you.
Nice to have me as well.
Yeah.
No, nice to be here. Yeah. The most important things to cultivate when you want to call yourself an investor, like I do nowadays, is discipline.
Wealth, money, investments.
Yeah.
That's literally what you always talk about.
Yeah.
Why that particular field?
Everyone has something to teach so long as you listen. And once you learn better, you have to apply it and be better. And once you apply it, you teach someone else.
Welcome to Chanza Lifestyle Knowledge Series. With me, Israel Gadiru. This is your real estate investment channel. We always talk about everything real estate, from investment opportunities to purchasing of real estate to everything all matters real estate. And today we're talking about the investor's mindset when it comes to the dimension of real estate. And who better not to have this conversation with us other than the recently award-winning Pulse LinkedIn Influencer of the Year, talking about Just Ivy. Pigeni makofi akikuja Ivy.
Just Ivy Africa.
Just Ivy Africa. Would you like us to take that again with the Just Ivy Africa?
No. I like to add it on like naturally like that. Don't worry about it, yeah.
Okay. Ivy, it's good to have you.
Thanks for having me. I'm a bit concerned based on your introduction. I'm here to learn.
You're here to
I'm
learn.
Here to learn about real estate
Well,
investing.
we are here to learn from you about
good.
real estate investing.
Let's see.
Welcome to Chanza Lifestyle, though.
Awesome, thank you.
It's amazing and it's an honor to have you.
Nice to have me as well.
Yeah.
No, nice to be here. Yeah.
You've just recently scooped another award. I don't know whether I can call it the 10th one or the 11th one because you're always winning awards.
Thank you for saying that. Yeah, it's true.
So first question for you right now that I'd just like to ask so that we start off the interview. Do you get tired of winning awards, or does every award come with its own different feel?
Every award comes with its own different feel. And I love collecting trophies.
Yeah.
It might seem shallow, it might seem small, but it's my thing.
Yeah.
And I like taking a trophy home to my kids. You know, mom won something, so they can see that, you know, the industry I'm in is awesome, and yeah. So I love winning awards. I do.
Amazing. So you've built quite a strong online brand.
Yeah.
Everybody knows who Just Ivy Africa is.
Yeah.
When we talk about money, when we talk about things to do with investments. So just tell us a little bit about the journey. How has it been from when you started till here?
That's a good question. It's been quite the learning. A lot of fun as well.
Yeah.
Heavy also, because my career on social media started on YouTube.
Yeah.
With previously arguably one of the largest YouTube channels in the country, over 25, me and 3 of my friends.
Yeah.
And on that channel, we used to talk about nothing close to what we're talking about today. It was quite raunchy, you know?
Yeah.
And we used to drink.
Leo ni maji tu na chai.
And I was in my 20s, so very, unabashed and unhinged.
Yeah.
So building credibility, moving from the girl who would talk about on the internet to someone who's telling you, invest your money here. It was that was one of the toughest transitions. However, I mean, with consistency, with good connections, with a lot of reading, with a lot of trial and error, I think I can see that it's been good. It's been good. Yeah, and a lot of acceptance of the self. Because I'm one of those people who, when in a room, I always say I'm not for everyone. And I know I'll enter a room and half of you will love me and half of you will hate me. Yeah. And I need to be okay with that. Okay. Yeah, it used to be tough in the beginning, and then you end up maybe being a people pleaser, but with a goal in mind, it's okay. You can adjust tactics, but so long as your strategy stays steadfast, you should be okay. Yeah.
Wealth, money, investments.
Yeah.
That's literally what you always talk about.
Yeah.
Why that particular field? What was the motivation behind it?
Being wealthy was the motivation behind me talking about it. And they always say, for you to master a craft, you have to teach it.
Yeah.
And then I've also just always been one who loves learning from people and who loves sharing great information. And I've never been a gatekeeper, except for my perfume. I will never tell you the perfume that I'm wearing. They don't want to smell like you. But I remember when I have a conversation with my lawyer, I'm like, oh my God, people need to know this. So when I have a conversation with my wealth manager, I'm like, oh my God, someone needs to know this. So when I was 15, whenever people would ask me, what do you want to be when you grow up, I would say, I want to be rich. But at the time, I didn't know that to be rich means you have to understand finances. Yeah. You have to be financially literate. And then you have to be patient and keep going at that. So for me, the motivation was the fact that I want to thrive in life. Yeah. And I don't see myself thriving without money. I'm not those people who say, so long as I'm happy. Yeah. No.
Okay.
So long as I have some money, it'll help with the happiness.
Yeah. You've talked about studying knowledge.
Yeah.
And I think that really also hits in a little bit about the mindset of an investor.
Yeah.
So just how important is it for someone to have a strong mindset when it comes to success in every other area of life?
One thing that we see in our space, and I need to emphasize, is that it's not one size fits all. So when I speak about mindset, I'll speak about my experience. Okay? The most important things to cultivate when you want to call yourself an investor, like I do nowadays, is discipline. And the right discipline.
Yes.
And discipline is saying you're going to do something and doing it.
Yeah.
That's how I can define discipline for someone who's just watching this. And then match that discipline with consistency. And especially something I like to call no-brainer consistency. Is that any idiot can become an investor if you have the discipline and you have no-brainer consistency. So if you set your goal and you decide, I want to have $100,000 by the end of the year, and you're disciplined enough to say to put money aside consistently every month or every week, whatever, that's perfect.
Yeah.
The final one for me in terms of a pillar of the investment mindset that I have is curiosity.
Yeah.
I never tire of learning. In fact, my tagline is learn something new. And you learn something new every day. And you learn something new from the most unprecedented places. You know, I always say everyone has something to teach so long as you listen. And once you learn better, you have to apply it and be better. And once you apply it, you teach someone else. That for me is the mindset I will tell you I have as an investor. And of course, you have to adjust for risk. I've come to realize two things about money that we don't talk about often. Money requires speed. You know, you're told be patient, do your due diligence, take your time. Money requires speed. Otherwise, you're wasting a lot of time. The other thing is, I know, and this is something I've always been saying, that money is not emotional.
Yes.
All the decisions I've made around my investments have had an emotion attached to it. So I have a retirement fund because I don't want to work when I'm old.
True.
I have the real estate I have is because I feel good that if anything happened to me, at least I'm leaving my kids with something. So you also have to pair that logic with that emotion and live well. And then of course talk to professionals. Ask for help. Always ask for help. I'm not an investment professional. This is not investment advice. This is
But you've talked a lot about mindset and also the importance of having, a strong mindset now based on that particular perspective. So now just to narrow it down, when we talk about real estate investments, what do you think is the correct mindset that somebody needs to have when they're getting specifically into real estate investments?
Yeah, where dust good. Dust is constant. No, I'm joking. I'm sure today Chanza is going to teach me. As I said, I'm here to learn. So the real estate that I own is prime land. And I have to emphasize that it's prime because by the time I bought it, I did a lot of homework.
A lot of homework.
And I made money before I bought the land, which is again from the homework I had done.
Yeah.
So I don't have a home yet, but I have a dream. And my dream is to own a home back here in Kenya and to own another one somewhere else in the world. But I've not traveled enough to determine this is where it's going to be.
Are you sure?
I haven't traveled enough. Maybe, I'm going to go to Mexico because I love tequila so much. So maybe I'll own a home in a tequila farm.
In a tequila farm somewhere close to a tequila farm we see.
And you see, it's that emotion tied to it. So when it comes to real estate investing, what I've learned is just, and what I'd want to learn today is, for example, like, what should I buy or build or rent, whatever, that'll give me a return on my investments in the least amount of time possible. Because when you crunch the numbers and you're getting back your return after 9, 8, 10 years, you've lost money.
True.
So I need someone to tell me what's the exception to that rule.
So you also need a lot of investment advice before you
100%. I only invest in things I fully understand.
So Ivy, we all know that mortgages aren't viable in Kenya. That's the unfortunate truth about it.
Do we all know?
Well, most of us know who are in this particular space.
Very good.
But are there any viable exceptions to this?
Well,
okay. Right before you answer that, I want to have someone from Byrant, Kenya, who's going to take us through this particular conversation. Do not switch from